I've been avoiding the cold weather the last few weeks, but I was finally able to get out today and enjoy some of this warmer weather. My goal is to refresh some previously taught commands and work towards getting Mac ready for force fetch. This week I plan to focus on color conditioning to the here command, and I'm starting this training session off with some remote marks. At 9 months old, I'm not really sure how difficult to make these marks. As a puppy, I kind of did these easy open marks like I'm doing here, and I'm not really sure how or when I should start to transition to make them more difficult. I'm also not entirely sure what the goal or objective of these marks should be in terms of like what I'm actually teaching here. All I know is that Mac enjoys it, and so that's kind of why I keep doing them. So I kind of just worked my way in a bit of a curve around this corner, and then I will just work my way back, kind of going in the opposite direction.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Place. Place. Good. Good.
So I have a different video that's kind of an introduction and that kind of talks about my goals and reasoning for posting this, but if you haven't seen that, essentially it's that I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to training a dog. This is the first dog that I'm trying to follow a specific program, and so I'm hoping that I can kind of just share my training process, and a picture is worth 1,000 words, so hopefully if somebody who's knowledgeable can watch what I'm doing, they'll be way more likely to be able to point out mistakes that I'm making or make suggestions as to what I should be working on. I'm not sure what to do in this scenario when he drops the bumper before he kind of comes all the way to me. I haven't force fetched him or done anything with hold, so sometimes I just kind of back up and try and encourage him to come to me. Maybe I should just step forward and grab it from him so he's not chewing on it. I don't really know, so if somebody has some advice on that, please let me know.
Sit.
I'm trying to keep this video fairly unedited just because I know with dog training, the mistakes are probably in the details, and I don't really know what I don't know. And so, again, I'm just hopeful that somebody else can watch the video and make suggestions. So I hope it's not super boring watching this kind of take place in real time, but I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. While most of the marks that I throw, I usually have Mac kind of in a remote place, just since I'm usually by myself and for time savings. But I do try and include one or two during the training session with a remote launcher, just so that kind of gets used to me handling him. And for whatever reason, he doesn't like, or he won't break when he's at a remote place, but when he's by my side, he does not listen to sit very well, and that the noise of the launcher going off, he loves to tear off right at that point. So I usually kind of try and, for now, keep my hand on his collar.
Good, okay. Good boy.
I also use these as a little opportunity to work on heel, just because when he's got something to focus on out front, like the remote launcher, he tends to do way better with this little sit heel sit procedure than when we're just practicing in the backyard.
Good. Atta boy.
So up to this point in the training session, I haven't used the e-collar at all, but I'm getting ready to on the here command. I got it set to a 2 low, and I'm going to be using just continuous stimulation. And here I really messed up because this was the first one of the day, and I just put way too much pressure on that orange lead, and he wasn't really quite sure what to do. So that was a pretty obvious mistake on my part. But this next one, still on a 2 low, and was giving him continuous stimulation this whole time, and it was like he was not fazed by it at all, had no response to it, and then found this bird wing that was in the middle of the path, and so that was a little inconvenient. And yeah, things were just not going very smoothly. Off to a pretty rough start on this. This procedure is kind of laid out in the SmartWorks program that I'm following, and of course it seems really simple. You have one line on one side of the pole, one line on the other side, but my goodness, this is the biggest pain in the butt, I think. The cords get tangled. Nothing seemed to work well on this. I have done this once before. It's been a month or two back, and I haven't really done anything with it since then, so I just wanted to go back and refresh this. Obviously it needed it, but as I'm getting ready to go into force fetch, I want to make sure all of these kind of basic commands are good to go. So like I said, I don't want to leave anything out, but I'm just going to fast forward through this because it took a while to get all that sorted out.
Mac, here. Good. Hey, here. Sit. Good. Okay, good boy.
So on this next one, I went up to a 3 low, and I decided not to mess with the orange line. I was just going to hold the line that I could pull him in just to make sure we had a successful one, and it seemed to work much better.
Here. Good. Attaboy. Good dog. Good dog. Good boy. Okay, good boy. Good boy.
So again, just trying to fast forward through this whole process, getting the cords untangled. You know, the SmartWorks program recommends not really intermixing commands when you're working on this, but kind of had to just to be able to manage the dog.
Back. Here. Here. Attaboy. Good. Good dog. Good dog.
And so this was the last one I was going to do on the here command for the day. And so I tried to add back in a little bit of restraint. I don't really know if I did that right. So if anybody's gone through that process and has some advice, I would love to hear some feedback on that. And so that wraps up today's training session. I just kind of end it just throwing some bumpers just for fun, no commands, and call it good. So thank you for watching this. If you're able to help out at all or provide any advice, it would really be much appreciated. So thank you.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Good, okay.